In order to understand the concepts covered in Lesson 4, you need to be familiar with the following topics covered in Lesson 3: executing group functions, using joins, and writing subqueries. By the end of Lesson 4, you should be able to manage the data in the tables and manage the database objects. You should also be able to control user access to the database and query data dictionary views. By now, you would be familiar with Alice, the HR manager in Aura IT. Alice and Aura IT represent the business case used to explain the concepts covered in the videos. Alice manages the HR database application at Aura IT. Lesson 4 has a total of 9 videos, which should be completed by the end of 4th week. You are currently watching the first video, part 1 of the series. In part 2, inserting data is discussed. You will learn to insert new rows into a table using SQL. In part 3, modifying and deleting data, you will learn to update values in a column and delete rows of data from a table. In part 4, creating tables, you learn to create tables and define columns along with their data types. In part 5, defining constraints, you learn to enforce rules on a table such as primary key and a foreign key. In part 6, modifying data structures, you learn to alter a table's structure and delete tables from a database. Part 7, handling transactions, teaches you about database transactions and how to handle them using SQL statements. In Part 8, controlling user access, you learn to create new users and provide privileges and restrict access to a database. In Part 9, the last video of this course will introduce you to data dictionary views. You will learn to query these views, which come in handy when you need metadata such as owner of a table, constraints on a table, etc. At the end of Lesson 4, you will get a chance to practice what you learned by solving homework assignments. We encourage you to go ahead and solve them to improve your SQL skills. Ensure that you set up the environment to execute the homework queries correctly. The steps to follow for setting up the environment are given in the Getting Started with Homework document. If you have any questions regarding homework assignments or are stuck while doing the homework, we encourage you to collaborate with us or discuss with your course students in the course forum to get help. Make sure to take the quiz for week 4 and submit it before the deadline. Passing the quiz is compulsory for course completion. Looking forward to your wholehearted participation this week. Thank you and have a great day ahead.